Performance Academy, and today's Coach's Corner, fall off track. Now this is something that happens to people an awful lot when they come into the weekend period. They might have been very, very good Monday to Friday, what we call a kind of the 5-2 diet as such. And then when it comes to that Saturday, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, they start to fall off track a little bit. And the problem we see then is the first thing they go to is the following week, they attack calories, start dropping calories drastically. Maybe they were on a calorie figure of somewhere around 15 to 1600 calories per day, and they're dropping that back in for the entire week into the thousands and 1100s and maybe even below 1,000. And this is not the right thing to do, because what you're doing is you're actually punishing your body for something you would have done. You obviously would have taken in some excess calories, but we can look at other areas. And this is how you're going to set it up. So the first thing you look at is your output, okay? So you plan your output, so you say, right, okay, I was out the weekend, I fell off track, ate a few extra calories that I shouldn't have. Let's look to do some extra output in the week. So that would be through your training. Maybe you might do some aerobic work, which would be a nice low level heart rate work around maybe between 130 to 150 beats per minute. You might do 2 to 3 sessions of that, 30 to 45 minutes in length, and then you might do some extra weight training in the gym. Maybe you might do some resistance training, lift some weights, which you're going to have a good metabolic effect from as well, and that's going to really help you to claw back that little bit of extra you've put into your body. Then you look at your health markers as well, which brings us on to the next point. The health markers are going to be in this general area where you look at your sleep, getting that back on plan, 6 to 8 hours, give or take. It's not feasible for everybody, but trying to hit that kind of level of sleep, because remember, your body can recover. And when you've been out and you've had drinks and you've been late night, your whole sleep pattern is totally out of sync. So getting that back as quick as possible is going to be a huge key to you getting back on track and your body feeling a lot better. Also, you're looking at your stress. You could be very, very stressed because of that the weekend. That could create trauma with you. You feel guilt, and obviously you attack food straight away and just say, look, I'm not going to eat this week as much as I did, or as much as I normally am in the week. And that's going to create a lot of stress in the body and inflammation, because it's a completely different, we'd say, nutrition strategy you're using that week. So we need to look at stress and keeping that down at a level and say, okay, let's look at this logically, let's get my sleep back, let's get hydration levels back, because if you're drinking, you're going to be going to the toilet a lot, which is going to dehydrate your body, which is not going to help you feel any better. So we need to get our hydration levels back up, getting our 2 to 3 liters of water in per day, getting our stress levels down, and getting our sleep back on point. And obviously then we look at our nutrition and we make sure that it's nutrient dense foods we're eating. So we're eating good quality proteins through our meats and our dairy. And if you're a vegetarian, you're looking at like your beans and your pulses and all that kind of stuff as well. We're going to get our proteins from. We get good quality carbohydrates, whole foods, single ingredient carbohydrates, good quality, organic if possible. And then you're looking at your fats, which are going to be really important for hormonal wise, and for just to make you feel that much better. And you're getting good quality fats in through your oils, nuts, seeds, oily fish, fattier meats like your steaks and your lambs. Okay, so and then once you have that done, the next thing you need to look at is, what was the trigger that happened? What happens on the weekends that triggers you to go on this binge scenario where Friday night, maybe there might be something that you watch on TV every Friday night, and that's just a little trigger in your head to always eat maybe a bowl of ice cream. So you might think to step away from that, or maybe change that routine completely. Or maybe Saturday there's a certain fringe you eat, and it's kind of, you know that it's going to lead to a drinking session, so you might just change that scenario, meet him for breakfast instead of meeting him in the afternoon. Just small things like that. So just take one step back and give a look and see what the trigger was. Is there some pattern that happens every weekend, just leads me down that path, and then I feel so guilty on Sunday evening, and then I start to attack all calories on the following week, and my whole week is thrown out, and it just starts that spiral again at the following weekend. So triggers is going to be really important. Maybe take a look at that big picture and see what is the issues at the weekend for you. A bonus point in this one, guys, it's not the food's fault. You're the person that put it into your mouth, so or the alcohol. So what you want to do is you want to set yourself up for success by looking at all these. If you did have a bad weekend, start structuring it this way: a little bit more output, make sure you get the health markers through stress, sleep, and your hydration back on point, good nutrient dense foods the following week, keep your calories the same as what you've been doing, because you're going to be doing that extra output. You need some energy there to do that, and then you give a look at the triggers and see, can you maybe pick one that you can change, and maybe that might just change your Friday night routine, and you can go to your Saturday routine and your Sunday routine. And so that's really important. If you like what you hear, guys, you'll find us on peakperformancekillarney.com. All our social media pages, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and you'll also find us on our YouTube channel, Peak Performance Killarney. If you want to, any of our coaching programs or any of our classes or anything can all be found on our app, Peak Performance Academy, and also all the information is on our website. Thanks for listening.